$530 million. That's not the cost of war, it's the cost of staying alive. Sweden just proved that air power isn't about how high you fly, but where you can take off when everything's on fire. This is the Gripen survival story. When every base burns and every jet is grounded, Sweden's answer is simple: don't rely on bases. $530 million to turn highways into airfields. And the fighter that makes it possible? Gripen. Because in modern war, survival is the real stealth. When people think about the JS-39 Gripen, one thing instantly comes to mind: its remarkable ability to operate from highways, a symbol of Sweden's unique defense philosophy. For years, this has been the country's ace card, a fighter that doesn't need massive air bases or vulnerable infrastructure to stay airborne. But what most people never realize is that this independence comes at a massive hidden cost, both financial and technological. Just recently, the Swedish government unveiled new funding worth over 5 billion Swedish krona. That's roughly $530 million US. At first glance, it looks like another defense upgrade, but when you dig deeper, it reveals something far more strategic. Out of this budget, 1.5 billion SEK, around $160 million, is being funneled directly into making the Gripen even more flexible in highway operations. This includes everything from mobile maintenance systems, rapid refueling trucks, highway-compatible communication setups, and even deployable control centers that can be packed, moved, and rebuilt anywhere in the country. The other 3.5 billion SEK, roughly $370 million, is going into something even more urgent: counter-drone warfare. Sweden, like most of Europe, has watched how drones, cheap, fast, and unpredictable, have completely changed the face of war in Ukraine and the Middle East. They can expose hidden airbases, track aircraft movements, or even destroy them on the ground. And that's exactly what Sweden fears. If a future war ever comes close to its borders, the Gripen's highway operations won't matter if a $1,000 drone can find it before takeoff. That's why this $530 million package isn't just about modernizing hardware. It's about redefining survival in a future where mobility, stealth, and electronic defense decide who stays in the fight. So yes, the Gripen can take off from a highway in under 800 meters. But making that miracle possible, safely, repeatedly, and under combat pressure, now requires a whole ecosystem of high-tech logistics, new sensors, and anti-drone defenses that few outside Sweden truly understand. It's a reminder that every display of military genius has a price tag hidden in plain sight. And Sweden, quietly but decisively, is paying it. Not for prestige, but for a future-proof air defense that can survive anything the next war brings. Sweden isn't just spending money, it's buying time. The new 5 billion SEK package isn't about luxury upgrades. It's about cutting deployment time by up to 8 years. That's a massive leap in defense readiness, showing how urgently Sweden wants its next-gen systems in the field before threats evolve. Officials say the funding will fast-track threat warning sensors, electronic warfare suites, and effectors, the weapons that actually destroy hostile targets. In short, detect, jam, eliminate. Who's building all this? The supplier list isn't public yet, but all eyes are on Saab, Sweden's defense giant. It's likely to lead the charge, providing advanced radars, EW modules, and 2 of its latest creations, the Nimbrix counter-drone missile and the Loke, a rapidly developed Shahed killer built specifically for drone swarms. Here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about hardware, it's a strategic acceleration. By pulling the timeline 8 years forward, Sweden is signaling one thing loud and clear. In modern war, speed of adaptation is as critical as firepower itself. It's now official. Saab, Sweden's leading defense manufacturer, has been chosen to take the Gripen's famous flexibility even further. According to the Swedish Ministry of Defense, Saab will lead a new phase focused entirely on enhancing deployability, making sure that the JS-39 Gripen can operate from more places, under tougher conditions, and with faster turnaround times than ever before. So, what does that mean in practice? The government has authorized the purchase of extra spare parts, mobile maintenance systems, rapid fueling kits, and modular command setups. All these components will allow the Swedish Air Force to deploy Gripen fighters from a much larger number of air bases, including temporary strips set up on civilian roads and highways. This is classic Swedish defense thinking. Instead of relying on a few vulnerable bases, spread your aircraft across the country. If one airfield is destroyed, another 10 can come alive in minutes. A single highway lane, reinforced and cleared, becomes a launch pad for national defense. But this time, it's not just about Cold War-style dispersal. It's about modern resilience. The military has seen what happens in Ukraine. When drones and missiles can locate every major airfield, mobility is survival. By constantly shifting where the Gripen operates from, Sweden makes it nearly impossible for any enemy to predict, track, or target its jets. Government officials say this will allow more frequent sorties in every scenario: peacetime patrols, crisis responses, and full-scale wartime operations. In simple terms, Sweden wants to ensure that no matter what happens, GPS jamming, drone attacks, or precision missile strikes, its Air Force stays airborne. And Saab's role is crucial. It's not just about building planes, it's about creating a complete mobile ecosystem. Field workshops, radar vans, fuel trucks, and portable control units that follow the aircraft wherever it goes. This is Sweden's quiet revolution in defense, transforming every road into a runway, every forest into a hidden base, and every Gripen into a symbol of independence, agility, and survival. From SkyJet Wings' perspective, there's one truth often overlooked when people praise the Gripen's easy highway operations. That flexibility, the ability to take off from a random stretch of road, isn't magic. It's built on a massive, complex, and very expensive infrastructure network called BAS-90. BAS-90 was Sweden's Cold War masterpiece, a dispersed airbase system made up of reserve runways, forest-covered hangars, and secret maintenance zones, all spread across the country. The idea was simple. If one airfield was destroyed, Sweden's jets could scatter to dozens of hidden strips, refuel, rearm, and take off again within minutes. It made Sweden's Air Force nearly impossible to wipe out in a single strike. But here's the part most people don't know. Maintaining that system was incredibly costly. Each reserve base needed its own ground crews, repair tools, spare parts, power generators, fuel trucks, and even mobile radar units. It wasn't just about having roads, it was about having an entire mobile ecosystem ready to turn those roads into combat-ready runways at a moment's notice. By the early 2000s, after the Cold War ended, Sweden could no longer justify those expenses. The military scaled back, budgets were cut, and BAS-90 was quietly abandoned. For nearly a decade, those hidden road bases fell silent, overgrown, unused, and nearly forgotten. Then came 2014, Russia's annexation of Crimea. And overnight, Sweden's defense priorities changed. The idea of dispersed, mobile air operations wasn't just nostalgia anymore, it was a necessity. Since then, Sweden has slowly begun reviving the BAS-90 concept, restoring old highway strips, rebuilding shelters, and now, with this new funding, expanding the network once again. It's not cheap, but it's essential. Because without BAS-90, the Gripen's highway advantage is just a story. With it, it's a strategic reality that can decide the outcome of a war. If you found this analysis insightful, hit that subscribe button and join us here on SkyJet Wings.